What's going on, guys? So, there's a lot of stuff going on in the sports world right now. The football season just finished up. The NBA and NHL seasons are ramping up as they get closer to the playoffs. NASCAR just had their inaugural race for the Daytona 500. Even the golf majors are approaching, as the Masters is just over a month away. But out of all these stories going on in sports, there's one that just isn't quite like the others. And that would be that right now, as we speak, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, and Luc Longley are in Australia. Now, what could they be doing in Australia? They're obviously not going to any of the beaches. I don't think they're going to the Sydney Opera House. What could they be doing there? Well, it turns out they're on tour, but not on a music tour. They're not singing any beautiful melodies over there. They're on their no bullshit tour, the no BS tour. And what exactly is this tour doing? Well, this tour is bashing Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And it's also bashing the Last Dance documentary that got many of us through the pandemic. And the truth of the matter is that Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, and Luc Longley, they owe it to Michael Jordan for why they're sitting on that stage. It was because of his greatness that they've even had the careers they've had. These players would likely have no championships if it weren't for Michael Jordan. And he might not have any if it weren't for them. But they owe it to one another for their success. And for them to be trashing him and his antics and his emotions, it's just really disrespectful. He might not have been a great teammate, but the truth was they were winning games. They were winning championships. They were the best team in the NBA for years. And so regardless of how it took them to win, they got the job done. And so for them to be trashing their teammate like that is just really disrespectful. And the truth of the matter is that the documentary, The Last Dance, there are parts in there that may not have been true. Michael Jordan may have lied. Maybe what Scottie, Horace Grant, and Luc Longley are saying is correct. But the fact is that these events occurred 30 years ago. People have made up their minds on who Michael Jordan is, on what those Bulls teams were. No, people's minds aren't going to be changed 30 years after the events occurred. And so that's probably why they went to Australia. Because if they came to America to give this tour, they'd be booed off the stage. Australia's not going to do that. There's a lot less people over there. And Luc Longley's from Australia, so he's got the home crowd. So I'm not exactly sure how long they're going to be over in Australia doing this tour. Maybe they'll come to America and start saying the same stuff. Who knows? But this tour just has a lot of ilk around it. There's a bad vibe around this tour. And they're free to say what they want, but that doesn't mean what they're saying is worthwhile. And that's all I have to say.